Shalom, shalom, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Ba'asham, Rachel, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great Muslim and salutations to you, sincere Akim. Alright, so this is going to be a video going into, the observing of times, alright, specifically the new moons, the sundowns, and the like. Okay, so as this is for Akiam. The way that I used to know, when the sundown comes up, when the new moon comes up, and this is the app or the website I use, and the website is called timeanddates.com. All right, specifically the tab for sun. So you see the website here. Okay, and of course the page and everything. You pick your city, which of course the city for me is Lagos, Nigeria, and it tells you right here sunrise, sunset, and moon times for today, and not just today, but also every day in the months and next, and even up to next year. So you can get you can get the time for sunrise, sunset, the new moons, the moon cycle even. And it shows you the moon cycle right here. And right now we're getting closer and closer to the full moon, which will be the middle of the month. Since we here at Great Boston and we the Hebrew Israelites use the lunar calendar, okay, as the scripture said, it is the moon that determines the time and the season. Okay, I did a video recently concerning the breakdown of Genesis, the first chapter, and in that video I explained that the Most High created the heavenly bodies, the stars, the suns, and the moon as a does to be not as a what's what I'm looking for. Anyway, I'll get the preset so I'll bring it out. So I'll use that. Anyway, I'll get the preset that speaks about those words. But basically, they are used to measure time and seasons. All right, and that's why astrology is huge. Was huge in the ancient world, and even up to now. And that's why even up to now, even Esau uses the position of the sun, the stars, and the moon, not to celebrate, in order to keep his wicked holidays, man. The Christmas, Easter, the different holidays that they keep, and we do the same thing, okay? Because even though the scriptures say, even though it's written up in the scriptures, and let me just quickly jump to those precepts. Let me see. That scripture says that what that there shall not be an observer of time among our people. Right, so let me get that precept. It only means observing of time in, like I always say, it only means observing of time in wickedness. So okay, let me type it right. Alright, here it is. So this is the book of Deuteronomy 18, verse 10, and it reads, "There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch." And basically, what the observing of times means is what? Observing times in wickedness. In other words, celebrating these wicked high holy days, okay? Because we as a people, we do use the sun, the moon, and the stars in order to calculate days and times, especially the moon. All right. So let me get that precept as well. I was planning on making this a quick video, but I have to get these precepts. All right. And it is in the book of in the Apocrypha, in the book of Ecclesiasticus. Here it is. So this is the book of Ecclesiasticus 43, verse 6, and it reads, "He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of the world." That's what I was looking for, a declaration of signs, of times. "From the moon is the sign of feasts, a light that decreaseth in her perfection." That's right, because all of the high holy days we use, they always start at sundown, okay? Certain days after the new moon, certain days after the first day of the month, and the first day of the month is the new moon. All right, when when the moon cycle restarts, that is that means what the month is restarting. And of course you have the 12 months, okay? So that's how we calculate time. That's how we calculate time in Israel, okay? That's how our people calculate time, through by using the moon, by watching the lunar cycles. And of course, in order to do that, that's why this website exists. That's why we use this website. We use it to I use it to watch sundown. I used to watch the new moon and the moon cycle, so I know when the next Sabbath is coming up. Know when the next new moon is coming up, and you can use that to calculate the high holy days. Even though I messed up the calculation of the Day of Atonement. All right, then continue. The month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above and shining in the firmament of heaven, in the firmament of heaven. And that's right, because if you go into the etymology of the word month, it actually it's like of the word, yeah, of the word month, it actually goes back to the word moon. And the word moon is what is used to derive the word month, all right? And I skipped a precept, Isaiah, it's like Ecclesiasticus 43 verse 7. From the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. Okay, and the reason why they say that a light that decreaseth in her perfection is because you know that of the moon cycles, the new moon, the crescent moon, the half moon, the full moon, all right, and then vice versa, it goes backward from full moon to half moon to crescent moon and then new moon. Okay, so the light is decreasing in this perfection because you have the sunlight every day. It shines at the same intensity, except clouds are blocking up the sun. But normally, the sun doesn't cut the sun doesn't get in have cycles, but yet the moon does. Okay, the moon decreasing in her perfection, and you look at the moon, you look at the night sky, look at the moonlight, you see how beautiful, all right, the moon looks. So continuing Ecclesiasticus 43 verse 10, and it reads, Saka 43 verse 9. The beauty of heaven, the glory of the stars, and ornaments giving light in the highest places of Yahweh. At the commandments of the Holy One, they will stand in their order and never faint in their watches. That's right, because scripture says that all these ordinances, the heavenly bodies that you put in the sky, they cannot be destroyed, or they cannot taken away, or they cannot be taken away. That if these let me get that precept. So okay, I don't want to butcher it, because you can already know what I'm trying to get. That if these ordinances should disappear from the sky, that the Most High would nullify His covenant with our people. Let me see if I can get that precept. Here it is. So this is the book of Jeremiah. This is the book of Jeremiah 31 verse 35, and it reads. Thus saith Yahweh, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divided the sea when the waves thereof roar. Yahweh of hosts is his name. And that's right. Before I forget, the moon is also for, the sun and the moon are also lights. Okay, a light to govern the day and a light to govern the night. Because right now, you don't see it, especially if you live in all these European Western countries. You won't really see it, but if you are walking in the night, okay, with there where there is no night lights or no street lights or anything like that, and you are walking, just the only light you have is the moonlight. You can clearly see your own shadow on the ground. Okay, you can clearly see the moonlight illuminating the night sky. All right, because that's what it was created for. So let me go back to what. So like, let me do this first, because I believe, right, the sun and the moon and the stars were created on the second, no, on the third day. No, the third day was, no, I believe it was the fourth day. So like, let me just bring it out, instead of messing it up. Okay, here it is. Genesis 1 verse 14, and it reads, And the Most High said, Let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years, and let them be for lights in the firmament of heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And the Most High made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. And that is exactly what we are speaking about. Okay, the sun and the moon, the greater light that rules the day and the lesser light that rules the nights, and they are used for for signs, for seasons, for days, and for years. That's why you have, like I said, your equinoxes, your solstices, your eclipses, blood moon. All right. I believe there was also solar flares and the like. Okay, because all these things are signs and the most are put in the sky, not just to be lights, not just to be tools to measure time, but also signs for the coming of our Lord Yahweh. And that's why you have signs in the sun and signs in the moon at this time. All right, so going back to that website, I know just going to scroll on down a little bit more, and it shows you details. Okay, the current time, sunrise today, which of course sunrise today was 6:36 a.m. Okay, and sunset today was 6:45 a.m. This is uses military time, 24 hours clock. All right, and the moonrise today, it even gives you the moonrise, okay, which is 3:26, and the moon set is at 2:30. Right, and even give you because they see all the details that it gives you. And let me just get the important parts, the part I wanted actually want to bring out, which is here. It is right here. It shows you clearly the days, okay, of the different days and the different times, sunrise, sunset, okay. And you can even go and show you when the next new moon is, because to show you the moon and what I'm looking for, the moon cycles, okay. So here it is, see full month moon. It will show you the moon cycles. This is what I used to calculate, to check out the sunset, the sunrise, and of course the new moon. And of course, you could actually do this, with your own eyes, by just looking at the sky and looking at where the sun is, looking at where the moon is, and checking all these things. But if for those, this is for those brothers that like to be, accurate with it, okay, because even though Esau does not observe the lunar, calendar and the lunar timekeeping, he still, makes a record of these things, and this is all made for our people, man, so that we can be able to keep these they'll keep the time and keep the high holy days properly. All right, so yeah, this is it right here. And if you go to the days, then you see yeah, it is okay. Yes, this is what I'm looking for. You go to the days, you see when the next new moon falls, the sixth, the sixth, the 6th of October. All right, and you can go and check and you can change up the month in order to see the or you can change up the month in order to see when the next new moon is for next month. The new moon for November, new moon for December, new moon for February, new moon for next month, the next year, 2022 January. All right. So yeah, they're just trying to showcase this website, for Akem that might be for Akem that might be looking for how they can get the sun down and the sunrise and the sun down. Okay, especially with another high holy day, which is the Day of Atonement passed. So with that, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham Yawashai, Ba'asham Acha, Badash, Wa Abad Babal, and through the Spirit. I hope you Akem you Akwat edified. Shalom.